be that one team. The journey started from day one all the way leading up to this moment. Let's go.
And what a way to start it off. The hometown Wizards District Gaming back into the playoffs. Trying to revive some success over here at District E in front of the hometown crowd. Haven't seen a whole lot since we started to make our home base out here in the nation's capital. And it's the Rookie of the Year, Benzo, getting them started off with a 3.
I feel like it's now or never, and that's for all 12 teams. It's no excuses. It's no if this, if that, but this, but that. It's 900K on the line, 450 grand if you win it all, which I did the math. It's 2.5 more than if you make it there and lose. 2.5 times more if you make it there and win. So it's now or never. Come with it. Put up or shut up. No excuses.
That is a great sign already for Cavs Legion GC. TB taking a couple dribbles there out of the corner. Ended up drilling a 3 to respond to Benzo. Do have an update there. End of the first quarter. It is Celtics Crossover Gaming up by 1 against Nets GC. We'll have another tip-off going down as well. You can catch everything going down on the alt channel. Pacers and Bucks have already started there too. Twitch.tv/team/NBA 2K League will be your best friend. But over here on the main broadcast, it's going to be all the action going down live inside of District E.
Jam-packed hour.
Gonna be a lot of games. They're gonna come at you fast as there's a steal for Cavs Legion GC. Trying to run the break. TB to try to go 2 for 2. Knocks it down.
Oh, he locked. He locked. 2 greens early. TB locked.
Yeah, 1 off the dribble going left. Just knocked that one down from the right, showing you can do it from everywhere on the floor here. But 2 early fouls already going to be whistled there on DjayTooCold.
But he's not a stranger to playoffs. You know, he was here multiple times, going deep, making multiple deep runs with the T-Wood. So it's not like he's got the moment he used to being here. So I'm not surprised he's showing up.
Awkward. Fed through the back door there, throws that one down with 2 hands. I like the point, JT, that you brought up about we kind of spend the entire year saying this team has to figure out this aspect of their game. They got to figure out defensively, offensively, multiple different things. There's 0 excuses at this point. I mean, if you haven't figured it out by now, tough luck.
You won't. So it's do or die, put up or shut up. If you, some got it, some don't. Great crab, he got agreement. That's why I said it. Great crab, but he got agreement.
Like these are the series also that we remember. You know, nobody remembers you losing the first round of the tip-off or the second round of the turn. We don't really remember those. We remember how you perform in the playoffs in every single round, or at least I do.
If you win a championship, I don't care if you didn't even make it like in the tip-off, maybe you had a good run out there in the turn. I don't care about those 2 turns. You won the whole thing.
That's the craziest part, because when I think of that, I think of one person in particular. He had a great season 3, and that's Bash on Kingsguard Gaming, but then he played the Wizards, and he averaged more turnovers than he averaged points. Like, it's like, great player, but he just had a really bad series, but people talked about that for a long time because it was playoffs.
Newdini, the shot with confidence there. That one's going to be 7%. Cavs Legion GC, since they started to gather a lot of that momentum in the turn, their ideal offensive side of things is just constantly running on the break. Every time that Slaughter or DjayTooCold will get a rebound, there's immediately 2 players immediately spreading out.
No.
That's for a reason, by the way. It's because they might be, at least of the playoff teams that we have now, they might have the least effective half-court offense that we have. They play really, really slow. Really, really slow. Antoine loves to keep it patient, loves to kind of feel out the defense, you know, kind of prod them a little bit in the early parts of the games, but they play slow. Probably our lowest pace team here in the playoffs.
Cavs Legion GC, probably the best defensive team that we're going to see on display here tonight. Holding their opponents just 66 points per game. TBShiftay, 3 for 3 to kick off this one from behind the arc.
Hey, don't leave that corner, man. Not this game. Try to get next game, but this game he just showed you enough.
47% shooter from behind the arc for TB. We've seen the struggles from 3s over to 5s. Dini steps into the mid-range. That's no good, but it'll be a free ball for Type. And there comes another foul in there for Cavs Legion.
Great foul by Antoine there, because Slaughter jumped out to play wildly, and which means DJ had to. So great foul by Antoine.
Well, we just talked about some of the statistics here for Cavs Legion as Newdini throws it down. Harris, this team in 5s has been interesting. Slow tip-off, but picked it up as we went into the turn.
Yeah, they really struggled during that tip-off, but their defense is really what allows them to play so well. I have my superpower as their pace of play. One of the slowest teams in the 2K League on both ends. They force you to play gritty, hard-nosed, half-court basketball. And if you cannot execute well and you're turning the ball over like crazy, you're missing open shots, they're going to turn that into transition opportunities, and they're going to kill you on the break like you guys mentioned. The problem with this team has been that their half-court offense, when it is that slow, if their guards are not scoring, they have issues keeping up with teams. They're great playing with the lead, but if they get behind, that's where you can start to see them struggle a little bit.
I think that was the thing coming in when they drafted this core three, when we're looking at TB, DJ, and Slaughter. Like, we've seen this all before with Minnesota. The defense was nothing super spectacular. We just fell in love with the offensive side like we do with T-Wolves Gaming every single year. So there's a lot of questions, I think, coming in. It's like, I've seen this before, right? What improvements can you make? I mean, the way that this three elevated here in 5v5 has been phenomenal.
It definitely has. I feel like I feel like they knew they had to. Like, speaking of them on the T-Wolves game, a much more prominent backcourt. It's Bear, it's Kai. Like, they just had to do way more. And I feel like they knew that, and they rose to the occasion because they knew they had to have a higher, heavier load.
Well, if you're maybe wondering how the Cook's revenge game is going here so far, taking on his former team, 15-15 at the end of the first quarter there, as Type gets an offensive rebound, throws that back down for Wizards District Gaming.
One other thing with the Cavs T-Wolves connection that we saw, man, TB, DJ, and Slaughter played in such a different system with Minnesota. I always thought that their defense was actually elite. The problem was that they played so fast that they're constantly being put under pressure. There's so many possessions that T-Wolves gaming team played with. This is the exact opposite. They have the lowest amount of offensive possessions in the league, and they allow the lowest amount of defensive possessions in the league. This is what they like. They like bleeding the shot clock down, getting into their sets. And as you can see, it's not always the cleanest.
I don't know. I feel like if the T-Wolves had the player that DJ is now, the Bucks don't want to ring. I feel like that series, he just literally gave up a slip like it was $3.99.
He was my biggest snub for DPOY this year. I thought he was absolutely 100%. Outstanding down the stretch for the Cavs.
100%. Yeah, I feel like he's just a much better player defensively now. Against the Bucks, he just gave Dom a slip all series.
Missed there from Dini, but look at that. It's Type again on the cleanup. Kicks it back out. BRICH now has it here for the Wiz. Before getting it over to Benzo, gets a load up there on the shot. That's no good, and right back on transition on the other end as TV's throwing it down. 4-point lead now here for Cavs Legion GC with 41 seconds left to go in the first. You mentioned DJ, his defense, already 2 steals in this, but someone to keep an eye on. 3 fouls registered here in the first. Something that you don't see all too much here in NBA 2K League, but there's almost another steal.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know.
He did get it.
I don't know if that's a scouting report, but it looks like he's trying to give DJ haircuts and he's not going for it. So we got to come up with some kind of plan B.
I will say, I know that we've been talking a lot this year about how bad the lanes are for power forwards. The best of the best have figured it out. Cease has figured it out. DjayTooCold figured it out. DT figured them out all throughout this year. The high steal, high aggressive guys, even Retro on the Bucks finished 5th in steals this year. You can get those if you're, just know what you're doing out there. And DJ certainly does.
Antoine from downtown gets the 3 to go. That is the first point registered by somebody that's not on the front court there for Cavs Legion GC. They're up 22-15, and that's just the first 3 points coming from their guards. TV leads the way with 11, chipping in as well as Slaughter as Benzo knocks down a 3 with 0.8 to go.
It's a huge make. But this is about as perfect of a first quarter as you could have asked for Cleveland. They got 22 points, only 3 of it coming from their backcourt, but still, even after all that, only a 4-point lead. The Wiz have plenty of things to clean up.
The ropes. That's tough.
That's actually insane.
What's your guys' pregame routine?
Messing around with you guys. Yeah, people always ask, like, what do we do if there was a camera in the room? We just do nothing, to just joke around and laugh. And I sit in my little corner.
Are we talking about as a player or up here?
Up here.
Oh, okay. Pregame.
Smoothies. Lots of smoothies.
Yeah, but that's so far early. Like, if we start talking about that, then definitely 2 smoothies. And, just kicking it, laughing.
And part of the routine, is you showing up 30 seconds before we have to be on camera. Which, by the way, you've only been, I will still give him credit for this, you've only been late 1 time. And that was because you were chasing down a delivery driver remotely. Classic. As TB continues to add on to the score here for just tuning in. This is game number 1 between Wizards District Gaming, Cavs Legion GC, all a part of the NBA 2K League playoffs presented by Google Pixel. Right now, all the damage is being done really by TB and Slaughter.
Yeah, Cavs are getting everything that they want in the paint. Tight, Newdini, a couple of miscommunications so far. Newdini's been jumping way too early at those stick dunks for Slaughter. So, got to calm down the defense a little bit, but still, the Wiz, they're just hanging around, finding their spots. BRICH hasn't gotten involved at all yet.
Oh, good jump there by DJ, forces to miss. Here comes Slaughter again. Gets Killeyy, now over to Antoine. Could have had Killeyy back there, but there's going to be a foul. That'll be just awkward. He picks up his first. As we're going to look around the league, all 3 games currently active. Twitch.tv/team/NBA2K League. Go check these out. Pacers currently up by 5 over Bucks Gaming, and Celtics Crossover Gaming and Nets GC continue to go back and forth as Celtics Crossover do extend their lead. And of course, over here on the main stage of District D, 6-point game with Cavs Legion GC up. JT, if you're the Wiz, usually you'd be like, man, we're boxing the guards, Killeyy and Antoine, they're not doing anything offensively. But then you're still losing the game by 2 possessions.
That's where it becomes, in a sense, almost inexcusable. When the corners and the center is beating you, that's just where it's like you truly aren't playing much defense at all, because it's like you're stopping the wrong people at that point.
Benzo with 6 points, adds an assist there to the tally. He already got 4. Inching ever so close to another double-double, more likely here in this game.
I don't think the Wiz have gotten very many stops this game at all. Yeah, they've only forced 1 miss. 1 miss, 2 turnovers? Yeah, not great. There you go, just got another one.
Right on.
And they threw it away.
Right on cue, both sides. I was about to say, yes, the caster jinx isn't there. You help them out, and then you just threw it all away.
With the way the Wiz are playing right now, they just got to keep things close. The Cavs are playing really well. They haven't really, put a step wrong so far here in the first half offensively. So just got to stick with the program.
Taking their time with it. Antoine dancing around. Will go corner to corner there over to DJ. He's got Type in front of him. Pass will go right back to the right side. Antoine thought about the pull-up jumper. Holds it. Now it's with Killeyy. DjayTooCold somehow got wide open during that sequence. And that is a big miss coming there from the corner. The Wiz look to go back on the attack on the other side. And they will now slow things down. But the Wizards, they have been a staple in the 2K 5v5 playoffs, the winning league titles in 2020 and 2021. For just Awkward and his teammates, playing in the playoffs just never gets old.
In this league, then you're locked down being your best player. A lot of teams trade that guy away, or they just don't really know how to build around that guy. But I think the Wiz have done a great job. They bring in the fresh backcourt, they bring in Type to help them down low, and you've seen this Wiz team really blossom over the course of the year. And if Benzo can find another level this week, who knows how far they can go. But they got to get past this gritty Cavs team first as Killeyy misses his first shot.
Chance for the Wiz to cut it to within 1 or potentially tie the game. Benzo had a lot of space there for a moment. The Wizards district game was closing things down. As I say that, the off ball was set for BRICH. Newdini grabs the offensive board. And a quick foul. DJ's 4th foul now. Keep in mind as this is going on.
Oh, he can't intentionally foul there. He can't. He has 3. I don't care if they get a bucket, he can't. And to really speak on why this is a 1-possession game, TB not releasing on that right wing 3 by BRICH, inexcusable.
First block just registered there for DjayTooCold. I mean, he's putting a defensive emphasis on this game, getting into a little bit of foul trouble, but still remains aggressive.
This game's starting to get a little bit scary for Cleveland. I don't think the Wiz have played particularly all that well here in the first half, and they only find themselves down 1. The Cavs offense starting to slow down a little bit. This is where they need their backcourt to start taking over a little bit, start creating some buckets off the dribble, just like that.
We are now in our first halftime for one of our games kicked off here in the playoffs. 32-29, Pacers Gaming are up.
That was a load up. That's a dog shot from Silver Limitless.
Type will get it back to Benzo. BRICH continues to wrap around. Awkward tries to hit the back door. Now they go over to Newdini in the corner. He thought about the shot. Only 7 seconds remaining here on the shot clock. Benzo down to Type. Pump fakes it once. DJ comes for the help, and BRICH open there on the midi. How many times have we said that before?
Hey, remember back in Season 3, Type led all centers in assists, even more than Sick One with that Raptors Uprising all-time team. Type knows how to distribute from that center spot.
Oh, Antoine giving a lot of space. Pump fakes on it. Can he get the bucket? He's going to be fouled there by Newdini.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, like, I saw Chris stood up smiling.
Can I get the green light? Was the challenge?
He had to open on the wing. He had to open on top of the key. He had the scooper, and he went for a stand dunk. Yeah, but Type Season 3, dude. That dude was like animal.
It's crazy. He led the team in usage rate that year. He had Exposum and he had Snubby as his 2 guards, 2 first-round picks, and they were just moving off ball all over the place. It was fun watching Type work that year.
And then he probably had the highest usage rate power forward, too, in J-Bucks.
Yeah.
He threw him the ball. He was throwing up something.
That guy was money.
Benzo has it. Goes down there with the trees, gets it down to Type. He forces that one up. No patience coming out there from the OG center. As Killeyy will get it, 1:15 left here in the second. 33-29, the Cavs have had the lead for basically the entirety of this game so far. TB with the quick pass over to Killeyy, trying to make something work here as Cavs Legion. Wizards District Gaming, defense holding on. Newdini in the play. Antoine brings it back out to the three. DjayTooCold's open there in the mid-range. Both these teams continuously fighting throughout the entirety of the shot clock just to give up some middies with a few seconds left.
So I said both of these PGs matter. Like both of these teams, both of these teams know what they're doing defensively. So you got to slow that down.
Benzo leading all point guards this year in steals. A lot of them coming in transition like that. He gets back.
He's got double takeover now. Benzo looks like he was going to try to step into a three there. Instead, we'll go over to BRICH.
Oh, he wants it. He's hunting.
Type with playmaking takeover. Benzo with playmaking and sharp takes that one in rhythm, and that's going to be our first air ball here at the playoffs.
That can't be it. I know you said he wanted it. He was looking for it. It can't be that one. It can't be that one. It can't be that one. Not when you got played back.
Maybe a little bit too focused on getting the 2-for-1 there.
And that's going to actually send him to the line there. That's Newdini's second foul. As soon as they saw the power forward put the ball down the floor, every single one of them ran over, trying to get a piece of that cookie jar. DjayTooCold knocks down the first free throw. Everybody on Cavs Legion GC so far in 5v5 shooting 100% from the free throw line, except DjayTooCold. He's at 50%.
Oh, my man.
He beats the average.
It's a big possession here for the Wiz.
They can hold for last. We'll see if they do that. If they're maybe trying to get a little bit more out of the takeovers coming from Type and Benzo. 37-29. Type will get the reset up top. Benzo trying to dance around. Killeyy will use the intentional foul. That'll be the one to give.
I was about to say right there when he gets the switch, he wants to do one thing: force him to the smaller side of the court, but don't be aggressive.
4 seconds remain. Benzo takes this one with confidence, and why not? A 20% green from the Rookie of the Year.
That's a game-changing shot. Just don't give it up on the other end.
That ball's going to be slapped away. Type's going to get a steal, and that is how it will come to a close. Wizards District Gaming seemingly getting a lot of momentum there to close out that second quarter, but still, it is Cavs Legion GC winning the quarter, and also they have the lead heading into halftime.
37-32 at the half, and we just saw two big shots from Benzo to close out the quarter. So
scoring duo that we've seen them before, and moving to that point guard and CP like you mentioned, JT. If they don't have Johnny in times hitting buckets at a big time rate, they're going to struggle offensively, and that's been their season all year. They just are constantly down in these games.
We can see the Pacers, they've been up for basically a majority of this game number one. That one will continue to wind on down. Make sure to give everybody updates, but our main stage game is back up here. You can head over to twitch.tv/team/NBA 2K League to catch all the games going on our cast throughout the night, as that's a big shot to get us right back into the mix here in game number one.
That's huge from Killeyy. Gets the 8-point lead right back.
That's a crazy confidence shot, but I feel like also, as I told you earlier in the year about teams last year, I feel like your most productive year you've seen from Johnny Ray was in 5-out. He's not in 5-out anymore.
Oh, I still think that's season 5 that he had. Just from an efficiency standpoint, like last year they gave him the ball a lot because they kind of had to, but.
Oh yeah, I just meant from like a scoring standpoint, sure. like his highest scoring up. But yeah, I'm not blaming CP and Retro. I'm just saying like that all plays a part when it comes down to it. Like I think Retro is actually having a phenomenal year.
It would have been big there for Killeyy. We just saw him register his first points on that three when we jump back over to this game. That's his third attempt here in this one. Been racking up the assist for Cavs Legion GC. A little emphasis out there, trying to limit the guard play as much as possible, as TV's going to get bailed out there on the mid-range jumper. So he's going to step to the line to shoot two.
Oh, that hurts.
Cavs have gotten bailed out on 2 bad shooting foul calls already.
Yeah, that one hurts because on that possession, the ball just like, it was just ringing around the roses. It was just, you get a touch, no, you get a touch, no, I get a touch, and then I'm going to shoot some crack and get back.
TV's been having himself a game. He was the one that was leading the scoring. Slowed down a little bit there in quarter number 2. Antoine started to pick it up just a little bit more. He'll make the first one, he makes the second.
I was about to say, he still does. He's their leading scorer with 15. And I think Slaughter has 12. And they're the only Cavs in double figures.
This one, the Cavs have been at their best this year, man. When they get these leads late in the second half, it's just easier for them to settle into their defense. Just force you to take twos.
See?
Can't do that.
And one. But right. You can't do
playoffs,
that.
Autumn? Come on, Autumn. Give us one.
Next one.
Y'all always around me.
It's always the next. Now we're not going to have one the whole night.
Oh, that's a big miss.
Oh, and none. That's huge. What? Okay.
Wiz are going to have to start forcing some turnovers here. The Cavs are just getting too easy of offense. This goes back to even the first quarter.
Just good, patient stretches from the Cavs offense.
Oh, Killeyy with a couple jab steps and a three off of it.
Do you see the patience, man? I mean, they're getting whatever they want on the offensive side right now. And for the Wiz, they gotta lock in.
Saw the first jab step did nothing. The second one just gave him a slither of space. Good response coming out there from BRICH and Wizards District Gaming. BRICH now with 8 points.
I feel like the only advice I would have given him after seeing him have those 6 turnovers in the turn was just play a game. Like, let the game come to you. And I feel like coming out, he had 6 assists before he even had a bucket. And now he's had back-to-back threes, so he's just letting the game come to him. He's not forcing it.
And they get a steal back on the other side. TB head down straight to the basket. Huge two-hand slam. Now a 12-point lead here for Cleveland.
Wizards are playing way too fast. They're getting out of their process, starting to turn the ball over. Got to slow down.
Yep, took my words. I was about to say, they're playing out of their pace. They're playing way too fast. All this fast little, it's just not y'all. Y'all got to play like y'all and what got y'all here. Y'all do anything differently, it could get bad very quickly.
They got to get stops.
It's with Antoine right now. He's got the sharpshooting takeover. Just 4 misses as a collective in the game so far here for Cavs Legion GC. Newdini's going to be able to knock the ball away. They get the steal. Benzo's the one leading the charge. Will pull this one back. Good recovery coming out there for Cavs Legion on the break.
Slide corner.
And awkward. Easy open backdoor there for him. Cavs Legion GC will call timeout for how good they did look and some of the changes that they made. Go up against the big dogs now.
I agree, and then I even was talking to Cole earlier, and one of the things he told me was, I just want another chance. I want another shot. I feel like off of that loss, we learned a lot. We've become so much of a better team since that loss to Warriors game, so I just want one more shot on it.
See if they can get a lot of games to be played. Of course, we'll wrap everything up there on Saturday.
This basketball so tough. This coming home with me. We already talked about it. It's not even a negotiation.
I don't want to toot my horn, but
you already had one. Yeah.
Don't rub it in.
Yeah.
Benzo open shot there from the right side, drills it.
Huge swing.
I had to ask him when he was up there and he got the award. I was like, is this going to motivate you to play more? First thing he says, like, man, they'd probably be a little bit more scared if I didn't win the award going out there.
Oh, that's back-to-back huge open misses. Cavs finally missing a couple of open shots.
The Wiz right back into this. I feel like a 3 here could take the momentum entirely from Cavs Legion GC. Can you imagine the playoffs is the time we finally see him do it and they make it?
Yep.
Under 2 minutes to go here in the third. Benzo trying to get some space. 2 players double up high as Type sets the off ball. Not much here for Wizards District Gaming right now. They go down to Dini. Someone's going to put something up. He does, but there's going to be a shot clock violation.
And that was a huge 6-point swing when Antoine missed that 3, and then they came and hit the other 3. It's plays like that to where you kind of have to avoid it if you really want to seal this game. One thing you don't want to give this Wiz team is any kind of life. Straight down the middle.
TB, another shot hit from the left side. It's money once more for TB. 4 for 4 from the same spot.
When I tell you he's here, he's here. Like his shooting right now, this is playoff shooting. I don't care what you shot like the last 2 months. It's what you shoot like this week.
JT say, this is for the manyan.
You feel me? Gangster.
52-44.
Oh, that's an error.
Where would they be without TB and his offense? 20 points here for TB. Newdini gets an open look here from the right side. He's able to respond with one of his own.
The Wizards are starting to claw back a little bit. You see, they've slowed down their offense a little bit. They're going through their processes. They're going through their plays here. Wiz starting to get a little bit comfortable offensively. They just got to get some stops, man. The Cavs are doing a great job of keeping pressure on them and hitting big threes.
With all that going on in the right corner, they somehow left Killeyy wide open from the top of the arc. Now with 9 points for him. I mean, Antoine almost mirroring each other. They both do have 7 assists. Killeyy just 1 more point than his point guard, Antoine. Benzo goes on the inside, brings this one back out.
Quick slip.
Finally starting to play at their pace. That's when they've had the offensive set. BRICH from the Rocket Mortgage logo, no good. Very late there on that one. A little bit ambitious.
A little bit. Shoot your hopes and dreams, that was.
Oh, Antoine, he gets open for a 3 and he knocks it down.
That stretch might be the game. They get it down to 5.
Completely taken out of the sails there at Wizards District Gaming. They were doing so good. But Cavs Legion GC, what a way for them to bounce back and secure back to double digits once more. Only about a 1 second differential between both the clocks. here in the third quarter. Benzo probably wanted to shoot the pull-up there, brought him inside for the layup. Type somehow able to get it.
He got
Newdini
robbed.
from downtown, line driving out. Type gets this one, won't put it back up. And a hefty lead, 11 points to be exact here for Cavs Legion, heading into the fourth and final quarter.
Cavs
Saying 65-60, Wizards District Gaming continuing to claw their way back into this one. A big fourth quarter coming in there for them, as there's a foul on the Wiz. So the Cavs will inbound. It's still on the other side, 2:08 to go. It's starting to get a little feisty going down the stretch while they have some time.
Wiz are one turnover away from making this real scary for Cleveland. They need a bucket, and they need one now.
They're upping the pressure. Cavs Legion GC able to get it past the half-court line. They got the switch. Newdini's the one of the play. Type on the back end. TB daring to go through the back door. Antoine with the patience and a two-hand slam.
He can only stand dunk there. I feel like Type jumping there, it was just way too premeditated. He couldn't really dunk off the drive, off that catch there. But
Oh, what a play.
BRICH gets some space, can't knock it down. It was open.
That may be ball game.
That two-play stretch might be it. Needed the stop, needed the three. Now they have to get the stop, obviously.
It's all about the clock management going down the stretch here for Cavs Legion GC. Antoine to Killeyy. Killeyy from way downtown. That might just do it. Pushes it back to 10.
What a second half from Killeyy.
He took control. He came out the game really playmaking, getting everybody else involved, and then in the second half, he just had enough takeover, enough momentum, enough confidence, enough control to really have a dominant second half on the scoring side.
I'll be honest, I think this might be one of the 2 to 3 best offensive games that the Cavs have played all year. The real question for them is going to be, can they replicate it? Can you get that kind of shooting out of TB again? Can you make it, can you have another perfect second half from Killeyy like they just had? We'll find out. But from a Cavs perspective, that's about as good of a game one as you could have asked for.
It was all scoring led by TB and Slaughter chipping in. DjayTooCold didn't get into the mix till going into the second half, but the guard play finally ended up stepping up. I think it was Antoine with the first points coming from a guard there in that second quarter, and at that point, they were getting ever so close to a double-digit lead. But Cavs Legion GC, they come out here, they set the tone defensively, they set it offensively as well, everything deciding to go their way, and we just got to keep on showing love to how good TB was in this game. The one thing that we've always been concerned about him is his three-point shooting. Hasn't been the greatest from really any stretch so far here in Season 7. On game number 1, you're the one that comes out leading the offensive load for your side. It was a perfect performance from him from the field. 4 of 4 from behind the arc. 8 of 8 here in this game. We'll see if he can try to continue that moving into the second game.
Same time, if I'm the Wiz, I'm probably pissed. I had multiple opportunities this game to flip the momentum in my favor, maybe steal this one away from the Cavs, and every single time that they got close, the Cavs would just get a stop and get a 3 on the other end, and all of a sudden that 2-point lead or that 3-point lead is 5, 6, 8. They just weren't able to get over the hump.
I think you just have to look at that box score you saw in the first half when the guards had no points and you're almost down double digits. That's inexcusable. Some things you don't see a whole lot of. As Cavs Legion GC, they will strike first live here at District D. They take game 1 away from the hometown team.